This is Insta360 Flow Pro. What new features does it have, and is it worth the upgrade over the previous generation? That's what we're going to talk about in this video today. So the actual design of the Flow Pro hasn't really changed over last year's Flow. There are a few subtle updates. I'm kind of glad they haven't changed the design though, because last year's model was really good. I liked the cold shoe built onto the arm. I liked the overall design. I liked the fact it was light and portable, the built-in tripod, and the touch scroll wheel here for actually changing the zoom in and out, and the touch controls on there. Really clever design. I liked it. I'm glad they haven't tinkered with it too much. Whether or not it's worth the upgrade, well, that really depends on your use case scenario. This is a pretty cheap device, $149, so you're not really shelling out a lot more money to get the latest features. And if you want to use things like the native camera app and third-party apps and make the most out of the tracking options, then yeah, I think it is worth the upgrade. Not only can you use the native camera app if you connect the iPhone via NFC, you can actually use over 200 third-party apps, including the new Final Cut camera app. That allows you to use multiple of these if you want to get multicam shots. You can utilize the tracking as well because it uses the native app, the native tracking, and you could theoretically run a whole studio with iPhones, tracking, and flows. That is the first really big upgrade compared to the last year's Flow, is the NFC one-tap connection, and then the ability to use third-party apps, utilize that tracking that this has. It's really incredible. It's Active Track 3.0. It's got auto re-recognition. You get all those special features. The tracking's phenomenal. Once it's locked onto a subject, it very rarely loses the subject. It's one of the best tracking softwares on a mobile phone gimbal that I've come across so far. So while we're talking about tracking, this also has now 360 infinite pan. So it can rotate 360 degrees. There's no limitation. It will keep on spinning. And that's what we've been looking for from gimbals. If it doesn't have that, I'm really surprised. Like the DJI OM6 doesn't have infinite spin, so using the tracking really is sometimes a little bit redundant because you want to go around this. If you're using the tracking, you want to move 360 degrees. I would have thought you've got no limitation with the Flow Pro now, infinite 360 tracking. The other thing on the top, which is a subtle change, is the ring light, and that is useful when you're using native camera apps because it lets you know that you are being tracked. So sometimes you're far enough away from the gimbal that you can't see it moving, you can't see if it's tracking you. The ring light will display when you are being tracked. It will light up so you know that you are being tracked by the gimbal. So that's another subtle upgrade, but a welcome one. So you can see the tracking light. If I just press the trigger button, it'll start tracking. It's actually tracking the monitor in front of me, and you can see the light illuminated, so we know that we're being tracked, and we'll move left and right, and it moves. It keeps on that, so you can see it tracking. So it is tracking the device. You've got that light. You just one tap the trigger to turn off the tracking, and then you can double tap it to return it to center. So that ring light is a good addition. They've actually introduced a new MagSafe mount as well, so you can use MagSafe compatible phones with this, so it clamps straight on there. You don't have to use the included clamp. You can still use this if you want to, and if you want to use the spotlight, you still have to use this because it actually mounts to this clamp. By the way, if you want to grab one of these, there's a link in the description down below. That's an affiliate link, and the first 30 people to use that link get a free spotlight with their purchase. So, you know, grab those while they're still hot. The clamp comes in the box. You also get a carry case, you get the charging cable, everything comes in the box that you need to get started, and the rubber grip that actually goes onto there. You don't have to have this on there if you don't want to, but I like that. It just adds a little bit more grip to when you're using this phone device. And you know, you've still got that brilliant tripod that actually works brilliantly, goes into there, and then if you want to bring it back out, you can do just like that, and bring the legs down, open them up and down. It's, you know, it's simple, it's easy, it's portable, one step deploy, tripod. It is, in my opinion, the best mobile phone gimbal out there. The other upgrade of the previous generation is animal tracking in slow motion. So if you want to film your dog or your cat or whatever doing some daft stuff, then you've got slow motion available now in the application from Insta360. The application also features all the AI stuff that you want from Insta360. You can add the AI warp if you want to, add some different effects to your flow footage from your phone. So you've got all that. Of course, got gesture control on here. You've got all the time-lapse, motion time time lapse, you've got hyperlapse, you've got panoramic shots. It's really capable. There's lots of stuff you can do. And, you know, they say the best camera you have with you is the one that's in your pocket, and most of us have got phones. So that's why these things are so popular. You don't have to fork out for a big mirrorless camera or even a point and shoot. This camera is, you know, pretty good for most people out there. Unless you're doing more professional stuff, you can't really go wrong with the iPhone's camera or most Android phones out there as well. Is it worth the upgrade? Yeah, I definitely think it is, just for the updated features we've mentioned previously. It's a great device, it really is, and you know, relatively cheap at $149 as well, same price as last year. It comes only in this grey colour this year instead of the white. I prefer that because the white got a little bit grubby over time. They tend to, you know, get a little bit dirty if you're using these in and out of pockets, in and out of rucksacks a lot of the time. And how easy is it to use a gimbal? Well, it's easy. There's a lot of videos out there. Some ones that I can't figure out if they're satire or not, or they just don't know how to use gimbals. There's a lot of reviews about not only the Flow, but about the OM6 and other mobile phone gimbals from Zune, for instance, that they just don't do the things they want. The range of motion is good for most shots. You've got the self stick and the tilt bit there if you want to do some other more dramatic shots. It does actually turn around when you go so far. It will flip the camera around, so you're not getting the arm in the camera lens, so you can use a wide angle lens. You can do some underarm shots like this. It flips back around like that. You know, you can do everything you want with this gimbal. The range of motion is perfect for most shots. There's a lot of videos out there. Like I said, I can't figure out if they are taking the mickey or not. Some people just make negative videos for the views, as well as people that make positive videos for the views. So, you know, make your own judgment. Don't just buy something by taking one person's opinion about it. Watch a bunch of videos, make your own judgment, make your own mind up if this is going to be the right device for you. But, you know, if you want one of the best mobile phone gimbals on the market, then this is by far one of the best mobile phone gimbals on the market. But that's it for this one, the Flow Pro. Good upgrade. Some interesting features, and you know, the headline feature being you can use the native camera apps and other third-party apps as well. So brilliant device. Like I said, link in the description if you want to grab one. Let me know if you've got any other questions or anything about this gimbal. I'll be happy to answer them in the comments down below. But that's it for this one. Make sure you check out this video here. You might like that one, and if you like these kind of videos, you might like that one as well. Subscribe to the channel, really does help. I'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.